this. Okay, so we started recording. Stacey, are you over in the limelight yet? Okay, why don't you go ahead and do that? I'll splice this whole beginning of Tammy talking right now out. It'll be good and seamless, and I will have it up to YouTube for you guys shortly, along with links for you to be able to share. All right, in the comments, tell me if you are an ex-candle lover, because I am an ex-candle lover. I'm talking candles throughout my whole house. Stacey Vincent, can you make me the person? Does that make sense? You know what I mean. The person on the screen. I don't know what it's called. Okay, so I'm an ex. Literally had candles all the way through my whole entire house, every room of my house. So when I started using essential oils, even my sister-in-law was like, oh my gosh, like you're giving up candles. And I'm like, yeah, I really am, because I've looked into them, right? I've looked into the chemicals that are into them. But what I want to start as is that I really want you guys to understand the cost effectiveness of essential oils over candles. All right. So if you didn't know, there's actually a National Candle Association website where they have a lot of information on there about facts about candles and their sales and their projections throughout the whole entire year. So an average candle is between $1.99 for one of the super small ones up to, and the average is about $35. So it goes from $1.99 to $35 for a candle. Almost all candles are running about $35 for the jar ones, which are the most popular ones that are for sale. But candles actually go up to $200+, which I think was crazy, but it had still a lot of sales in it. Another thing is that a standard candle will burn about 3 days, right? So they say it'll burn continuously for 3 days. Nobody really does that, but a lot of people burn on average 4 hours a day. They come home, they put their candle on, their house starts smelling good, all of the things. And that costs, again, $35 for them to burn a candle for about a month. For one candle, the candle only does the candle option, which again is another huge selling point for essential oils, because my lime, right? I said at the beginning, I use lime a lot in my diffuser because I genuinely love the smell of it. It also triggers your brain to tell you to start burning fat. Just an FYI, if you diffuse lime all day long, it starts to release enzymes in the gut that tell your body to burn fat. So I'm going to go with, that's a huge win over candles right there. But also I put lime in my guacamole, right? So when I'm looking at a jar of candle from Yankee Candle, it has one purpose, which would be to basically put carcinogens in my house and make it smell good. When I'm looking at essential oils and I'm looking at what my options are, I have way more options with one bottle of lime oil, which is under 20 bucks. And I put it in so many different areas, again, in my home, whether it's my food or my diffuser or a room spray, whatever I'm doing with it, right? A bottle of Young Living essential oil starts between it starts at $12. And in my diffuser, I use between 3 and 5 drops of the oils. Now, we do have a smaller home, but honestly, even when we had a bigger house, I really didn't go much over that, right? I was like, no, I'm good with just that. Now, paraffins in candles is the major ingredient that most convenient candles use. It's the sludge waste product from the petroleum industry. So that is the byproduct of the petroleum industry. So they sell it to the candle industry, right? And in the United States, we use about 1 billion pounds of wax from the petroleum a year. So this industry is still here. It is still thriving. People are still buying candles, even though we know, right? So there are many studies out there that candles are very, very harmful for you. even soy-based candles. So what I was looking into with soy-based candles is that the FDA does not regulate that candle or that label. So it could have a little bit of soy in it, and it's marketed as a soy candle, but it has all of the other wax and paraffin and harmful ingredients in it. Another thing is that the wick, so the wicks used to have lead in them, right? So about 30% of candles would have lead in the wick, and that would be going into your home constantly when you were burning it. But in 1999, the legislation was passed in the United States to ban lead in wicks. In 2003 is when they banned it, but it is still present in some candles, right? So a lot of candles from China and Taiwan have lead in it because, again, they're allowed to bring them in here. They're allowed to sell them. Don't ask me how they get away with it. Y'all know I agree with corruption, or I don't agree with corruption, but I know it's there, right? Okay, so we have to be very careful with what we're using in our home because it is the labeling, the industry, everything around it is not, they're not watching, they're not governing, they're not making sure that we're safe, right? And people are burning candles for hours and hours and hours in their home. Their pets are smelling it, right? Have you ever had somebody say, oh, I don't want to diffuse around my pet, but I will totes burn 10 candles every day, right? Like, I'm always like, what are you doing? Or I'll use bleach on the ground and then let my cat walk on it. And I won't question that, but God forbid I diffuse peace and calming in my bedroom while I sleep and my pet has to walk out of the room, right? So at the same time, I think that there's a lot of misinformation or misunderstanding of what are we actually using in our home, right? Just because essential oils are new or a fad or whatever word you want to add to that, which they're not new and they're not a fad, we all know that. But a lot of people like to say that because they're new to them, right? They're so used to chemicals being pushed down our throat. It's so normal to use bleach on our floor. It's so normal to use candles. It's so normal to use Febreze in your house. These things are normal because of mainstream media and what you're seeing other people do, but they are not normal to your body. Your body rejects every single one of those chemicals. And from the time that you smell anything, I don't care what it is, the time you smell anything, it is in your brain in 3 seconds. Okay, so that is why it is extremely important to use quality essential oils, because oils that are at the dollar store, Five Below, Walmart, Amazon, knockoff brands that say they're just like Young Living or whatever, those have chemicals in it that draw more oil out of the plant, and then they try to boil it off, which they never can. They're still labeled organic. They're still labeled 100% pure. There's no body looking at these products saying, hey, the words that they're using are true. Just so you know. Also, you can trademark the words 100% pure, just so you know. Like, that's how goofy of a country we live in. Just an FYI. So you have to be very careful with the products that you're using, even when you're choosing essential oils, because we want you to choose essential oils, but we also want you to make sure that you're using healthy essential oils, because again, 3 seconds, it's in your brain, right? And then have you ever used Lysol or bleach in a shower? Your lungs are literally on fire. It's the same thing. Like when you're using Febreze and you're spraying it on your couch and you're smelling it constantly, that is literally getting into your lungs and going into your bloodstream. So all of these little diffuser recipes that I'm about to share with you, you can make into a room spray. All you do, put it in a spray bottle, add a little bit of salt because you want the molecules of the essential oil to attach to the salt molecules so that it doesn't sit on top of the water, because water and oil don't mix, right? So we have to give it something to kind of attach to. So you add a little bit of salt, you shake it up, you spray your room, smells like fall. You spray your car, smells like fall. Y'all are gonna love it, okay? I'm gonna share my screen because I made you guys a Google photo document, but I want to show you some options that you have of how to get your home to smell like fall through this season in a cost-effective way. And you have options to do that in a manner that is not going to harm your family, but is actually going to benefit their health. Just like the lime is going to start your body to trigger to burn fat, right? There's so many things that essential oils do that when you're diffusing them, you're getting other benefits. So let me share my screen with you really quick. Okay, my lovely friend Stephanie made this, and I will share it with you. And yes, I know that it's hard to read and you'll be okay. But this is options for new people. In Young Living, we no longer need to get started with a starter kit. Do we still have them? Yes. Are they still an amazing deal? Yes. But you don't have to that way. You can actually get started with a bundle that gets rid of all of your candles in your home and replaces them with fall scents. So we broke it down so that you could be at either 100 PV and above, so you get free shipping, you get the discount for being a wholesale member, or you can actually do the lesser one that's 66 PV, so that if you choose to do that one and just be a retail member, you're welcome to, or you can put something on subscribe and save, like a Christmas spirit, which is incredible, and a few other things, like maybe you want to get rid of your cleaner in your home, maybe you want to get some shampoo and conditioner, whatever it is. Young Living has it, over 700 products, super easy. So I love this graphic. Again, you guys have it, you can use it, you can send it to your friends who absolutely love candles, because there is a cost-effective way to use oils. Now I'm gonna skip ahead. Okay, so I gave you a couple graphics that I found that show oils that are under $20. So on here, some of my fall favorites is nutmeg and orange are incredible. Jade lemon is amazing. Clove is incredible. Right now, I personally need citronella. The bugs are eating me alive, and citronella genuinely smells amazing. Also, put it on the bottom of your feet. It's incredible to help your body pull some heavy metals out of your bloodstream as well. Pine oil, oh my gosh, if you guys have not been looking up pine oil, I want to encourage you to go look at some studies about pine oil right now and why it's super beneficial to be using it every day, all day. Ginger is incredible for gut health, nausea, everything. So not only does ginger smell good, especially with orange and nutmeg in the diffuser, but we use it in different recipes. We do an orange ginger chicken. We use it in different recipes in our house, but my husband uses it in his ningxia every day. Absolutely love it. Again, all of these are under $20. Not only are we using it in the diffuser and in room sprays, but we're also using it for cooking, for health and wellness, all of the things. So here's a couple under 20. Here's a whole nother list of another bunch under 20 for you. So you can actually go through here, find the oils that you want out of all of these recipes. So I put a bunch of recipes. The caramel pie smells amazing. And all of those oils right there, I'm pretty sure, except for Copaiba, should be in the under 20 list. Pumpkin patch, I'm excited to try that one because I believe, yes, I have all of them. Here is another one, just Young Living specific. All these pretty much are Young Living specific. The apple cider, okay, that one smells amazing. So one easy button for me, two oils that I use consistently is, so I will use Thieves because, again, I'm kind of a lazy diffuser person. I just want to grab something and throw it in there. So blends like Thieves or Christmas Spirit are my go-tos because it makes my house smell incredible and it kind of makes me feel like I know what I'm doing, which I really don't. Okay, another whole entire list for you. Again, I'm going to give you guys all of these. So no need to take a screenshot. I'm going to give you the link for all of them. And yes, you can share them with all of your friends. They're super easy diffuser recipes. And then obviously we want to use the diffuser and not the candle because we know, one, that there are chemicals in the candles, but two, cost effectively, honestly, at the end of the day, essential oils not only have multiple uses, but they are financially better for you. So I also gave you a graphic of all of the Young Living diffusers that are available now and what oils come free with them. So if you are not a Young Living member or you need an extra diffuser in your home, this graphic will actually show you what comes free with it, because some of them have lavender come with it. Others have peppermint or citrus fresh. So this is an easy button to know what diffuser you get, how much it costs, and what freebie you get with it, which I love that they're always giving us freebies. Makes me super happy. All right, and then I gave you these. These are most likely non-compliant, which just means that Young Living doesn't want us to compare ourselves to anybody else or any other product. So nobody turn me in, okay? All right, but there's a lot of recipes out there for our favorite candle smells, right? So this warm apple pie one is 3 drops of cinnamon bark, 2 of lemongrass, 2 of bergamot, and 2 of grapefruit. Oh my gosh, that one's gonna smell so good. And then there's this one for you. And okay, I believe that is all I have as far as, okay, diffuser recipes. So I hope that you guys see the importance of switching from candles, right? We know for a fact that they are not safe in our home. We also know that they're stupid expensive, right? So $25 to $30 for a jar, and you're gonna last about a month, maybe if you don't use it a lot too. But for me and my family, when we come home, as soon as the first thing we do, right? So we travel full time in the fifth wheel. The very first thing that I do when I set up, I literally put the diffuser together, because the campers like shut up and they're shut together, and it usually has a little bit of a funk in it. So I actually grab purification and I just start diffusing it immediately. It's the very first thing I do. I set nothing else up other than the diffuser. But we also use purification as our bug insect repellent because it has lemongrass in it. It has citronella. It doesn't have citronella? Maybe I'm lying. Okay, it has rosemary in it. It has tea tree in it. Yes, it has citronella. I was like, I'm pretty sure it has citronella. So we use these oils in so many different ways, right? So purification not only makes my house smell good, is it cheaper than a candle, but it also, it helps with keep the bugs away. And we're using it currently on my son's ear because he went swimming and we didn't clean out his ear properly. So his ears has a little bit of discomfort in it. So we just rub it on the outside of the ear, never on the inside of the ear. But again, one of those things where we have so many uses for essential oils. When it comes to purification, I put it with baking soda, put it at the bottom of my trash can. I put it in cotton balls and throw it in the drawers so that the drawers smell good. I put it on these little things that dangle in the truck. You can't really see them. You know, they're almost like clay diffuser things. I put it in the bathroom clay diffuser. Like we literally put oils everywhere so that we can use them constantly. And that's another thing, like you just can't do that with a candle. When you go spend $35 on a candle, you got a candle. When I spend like $12 or $16 on some lime, I have guacamole at the end of the day. Obviously, I'm going to grab me a avocado as well for $1. But I hope that you guys see the value in essential oils and switching it over, and that it's an amazing way to get started in Young Living because scents are so huge. You know, there is a massive industry in scents. You know, even walking into JCPenney's or Macy's or a casino, they all have signature scents. They are paying big dollars for you to walk in and smell something. So for me and my family, honestly, when people come in my house, they're almost always smelling lime or they're smelling Christmas spirit. So my 3 favorites, and then we're going to wrap up this call, that I say are must-haves. Okay, we're going to go with 4 because I have to have Thieves. Again, it's like the easy button, and Thieves supports the immune system, but it smells like fall, which is incredible because fall starts the sugar season. And if you don't know the cycle of that, the sugar in the gut, and the gut is 70% of the immune system. You started at Halloween, you roll into Thanksgiving, right over to Christmas cookies. And everybody's like, why are we sick all the time? And I'm like, well, what have you eaten for 3 months, right? So Thieves is constantly in our diffuser, on our feet, in my tea. It's everywhere in the fall season because it does smell good. It's a super warm, homey feeling. So Thieves oil is a must. But other than that, I use a lot of orange and a lot of cinnamon bark. Okay, orange is your super happy, sweet scent, right? But cinnamon bark obviously smells like fall, smells like cookies. For me personally, I use cinnamon bark internally, the Vitality one, because it helps me regulate my blood sugar so that in the evening, I am not craving a lot of sweets. Because again, we're coming up on the sweet season, people. Walk away from the cookie, Tammy. Okay, and the next one is Christmas Spirit. This one is like $15. I buy them constantly because it is the easiest and cheapest, and they do the work for me, and it makes it smell like I know what I'm doing in my house, which I don't ever. So Christmas Spirit is amazing, and Christmas Spirit, a lot of the oils in it are very, very calming. Okay, calming because we're in the Christmas season. So in the comments, tell me what your favorite diffuser is, right? And what your favorite oil blend is. And I'm so grateful that you were here. And if you are new to this call, or if you are new to oils, please just contact the person who brought you to this call or sent you this video, because we truly just want you to save money and live healthier. That's pretty much it. All right, we can wrap up the recording and the